All right, viewers, let's cut across right now to Varanasi, Kashi. The reason what we're doing this is it's the final lap of campaigning, the last phase of Uttar Pradesh elections, and the BJP has bought out its star campaigner on the streets of Varanasi. What you see on your television screens, viewers, is the MP of Banaras, the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, holding a massive show of strength, roadshow, call it what you may. He's gone back to his constituency to make sure that in the final lap of campaigning, this time around, it is Bharatiya Janata Party that has the edge. The Prime Minister is on a 3-day visit to Varanasi. Yesterday was the 6th phase of polling, and the final phase of polling is on the 7th of March, where Uttar Pradesh is concerned. And you have none else but the Prime Minister coming in, holding a roadshow in Varanasi. I want to take you now in midst of this sea of support, and understandably so. This is the constituency of the Prime Minister. He comes from there. And there's only one phase left now. And the Prime Minister, and I'll bring in Rahul Srivastava, our National Affairs Editor, in this conversation as well. With this roadshow, with his 3-day visit to Varanasi right before the final phase of polling, Rahul, the Prime Minister hoping this time not just to impact the seats in Varanasi district, but all the districts that are going to vote in the area and around on the 7th of this month.
Preeti, the battle for Lucknow has finally reached what can be called the powerhouse for eastern Uttar Pradesh. Varanasi is the nerve center. And if the BJP feels that there are still some fine-tuning to be done as far as its campaign for this election is concerned, in the remaining seats in Uttar Pradesh, this is where Prime Minister is going to do it. The Prime Minister, after addressing the rallies, is going to be here for a roadshow at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. One region where I will say that one area where जो काम किया है, the element that what the BJP has achieved over the last few years is slightly visible. If you see, we are standing right outside the Kashi Vishwanath temple. This is the main courtyard. It used to be a dilapidated old lane and a very narrow entry to the Kashi Vishwanath temple. Though there was heartburn, several old structures were removed, and a very open, I think well constructed, well provided in terms of amenities structure has been created as far as the corridor is concerned. Nearby there is a ring road. There is also an expressway. Purvanchal Expressway now comes very close to Varanasi. All these elements do add to the BJP's pitch, but definitely there are some heartburns. There is some heartburn also. For example, 3 days ago, Mr. Neelkant Tiwari, who is a candidate from Varanasi South area, where one of the maximum amount of work has been done under Prime Minister Narendra Modi as a member of Parliament, he issued a public apology on the social media platforms that due to Corona and several other political compulsions, he could not really be among them. And this time around, he will try to do better. Now, in that atmosphere, with Akhilesh Yadav, Samajwadi Party, biting into the heels of the BJP through a very potent campaign. Just yesterday, he had Mamata Banerjee here. And see how critical each vote this time around in this region is, that Varanasi and Prayagraj have nearly 80,000 odd Bengali voters. So it has come down to that if there are Bengali voters, Akhilesh Yadav brings Mamata Banerjee and Jaya Bhaduri to campaign in this region. So what one can say is that this will be the last push by the BJP through the Narendra Modi element. That Narendra Modi element which will move from one point to another and be a long 3 to 4 hour road show, is the BJP's attempt to remind the voters that the BJP Raj in UP also means the presence and footprint of Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
You know, stay on with me, Rahul. Coming right back to you, I just want to take our viewers through what is happening right now. This is the roadshow of the Prime Minister. He's a member of Parliament. He represents the constituency of Varanasi. And all of this with a keen eye, viewers, on the 7th of March, where 54 seats are still left. All of Uttar Pradesh hasn't voted yet. 6 phases are done. That one final slog over. And the BJP wanting to hit it out of the park with the presence of the Prime Minister. 54 seats will go to vote on the 7th of March, so where 9 districts, if I'm not wrong, Azamgarh, Mau, Jaunpur, Ghazipur, Chandoli, Banaras, Varanasi, where the Prime Minister is there, Mirzapur, Bahadoi and Sonbhadra, all of them are in the same very region, and the Prime Minister hoping to influence that vote as well. Because Rahul, I'll bring you in on this again, pitched battles are being fought in this very region where there seems to be now a complete bipolar contest in many seats. It's a seat-by-seat fight where Samajwadi and the BJP.
Yes, Preeti. See, what has primarily happened that the Hindutva wave has died down and it's visible all across Uttar Pradesh. But especially in eastern UP, the BJP's caste arithmetic, along with the chemistry that Narendra Modi and the polarization created, worked wonders for the party. But this time around, what has happened, that the polarization is ebbing, the Hindutva element has gone down, Prime Minister Modi has been around, and also the caste arithmetic, a lot of social segments like the non-Yadav OBCs, non-Jatav SCs and the MBCs, especially in this region, the most backward castes, there is definitely a faint murmur in them in terms of aspirations, some kind of demands unmet, some kind of apprehensions, and there seems to be a drift. We say it's a bipolar contest, Preeti, but there is also a very interesting fact that Mayawati used to have a very good, strong footprint in this region. Now, if Mayawati is weakening, slightly more inactive than the past, where is that vote going? So it could well be a bipolar contest. But who gets the Mayawati vote? And Akhlesh's alliance with, say, the Apna Dal K, the party led by Mr. O.P. Rajbar and others, they have these very strong pockets of domination. And these pockets will lend certain amount of support to Akhilesh Yadav, because last time around they were with the BJP. And that is why I will say that it is a bipolar contest, but each party's strength in terms, if they are going weak, will also matter. Also the splintering of the votes which have come to the BJP, which way are they going, they will determine. So each seat this time around is a entity on its own. It's not a matter that if one is winning Varanasi, somebody is winning Rohingya, which is outside Varanasi. It is going to be a battle for each and every seat between the players.
Well, appreciate you joining us, Rahul. You're going to come right back. All roads viewers lead to Varanasi in the last, the last 2 days of campaigning right now. 7th March is when 9 districts with 54 seats go to vote, and campaigning right now is none else. On that roadshow, the MP, the man who represents the constituency of Varanasi, the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. A quick break, we'll be right back.